yourself. When you become a leader, success is about growing others. So how do we challenge people? How do we get them to think differently about problems that are presented, rather than perhaps simply giving them the answers? An example I wanted to share with you then is a leader I work with, an HSE manager in the oil and gas sector, mainly works offshore, Bassem. So Bassem was promoted into a role, and what he found was a huge disconnect between what leaders said and how they acted when incidents occurred in the organisation. So one particular example that we discussed was the way a recent lost time injury, the way an LTI had been reclassified as a restricted work case, which is perhaps something people on the call might be able to relate to in their careers. He described the energy that was dedicated to making sure that the LTI didn't appear on the project, and the way in which the offshore managers onshore and also on the vessel, it's the vessel I'm talking about, were engaged in ensuring that this statistic, if you like, didn't damage reputations. Now, don't get me wrong, they cared for the guy. They were making sure that the guy went and was treated, etc. But they didn't want this damaging statistic on the books. So the focus that he experienced, that he found when he moved into this new role, was that his team were really active on case management, looking at statistics and how you display them, how you communicate them, rather than really thinking about how do we learn from these incidents, how do we really uncover what the root causes are. And so he had to really introduce a new language in the team to help them understand about what's the purpose of it, what's the purpose of